Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Jaylee's Corner. I am, of course, Jaylee, and this is my review for episode 2 of the BET the BET show Tales. It took a little break for I think like 2 weeks. And this episode has nothing to do with the first episode, but here's my review anyway. But as you always know, first things first, if you have not done so already, please scroll his look throat is a little scratchy. Please take a If you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It does not cost you anything. You just hit the subscribe button and it just lets you know when I have new content and new videos up, and that's basically it. Yes, my hair is down. I'm gonna be doing a lot of this because it's on me and it's hot here in Michigan, and I can't wait to put my hair back up in a bun. Even though I love my hair down, it's gonna be really weird. So don't think I'm trying to be like fancy when I keep flicking it. It's just because it's on me and I want it off of me. So, but please subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Um, so this episode 2 was titled Cold Hearted. It's based on a song by Meek Mills, and um I like this episode. I did. This one was only an hour, wasn't 2 hours like the first episode that we had that came on. For me, it's giving me all kind of Tupac and Biggie, Suge Knight, East Coast, West Coast, Blood versus Crips, um, betrayed by people who you didn't think you can be betrayed by feels. That's what I got from it. I think that the character Gutter, who was killed in the opening scene, reminds me of Tupac. I think the Havoc character reminds me a little bit. Well, no, they both remind me of Tupac and Biggie in one way or the other. Gutter, who was the main one man character, Havoc being the other rapper that he was basically beefing with, and going back and forth with, or whatever. So the scene does open up with Gutter being killed. Like literally opening scenes, pew 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 pew. I do pew pews because I'm a female. But yeah, you see gunshots. He's just being lit up, and he's in all white, and he's being murdered. And his best friend, that's Gutter. His best friend, who was Tank, is, oh my god, my brother's been shot. Oh my god, oh my god, somebody help. So that was the beginning scenes of him being murdered, well, him being shot. We do see the detectives there picking up shell casings. One of the detectives was MC Light. And the whole time she was on there talking, I just kept imagining her, speaking during the BET Awards because, she does all their commentary. So for me, it was kind of funny. I chuckled a couple times just because I was like, oh, yeah, she's doing something besides I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. She's doing something besides their commentary stuff. Ronnie DeVoe, quite about Ronnie DeVoe, the character who played Ronnie DeVoe in the Belle Biv DeVoe movie, who played him as the adult, is playing the character Gutter. Mano, the rapper, is playing the other character Havoc. I don't know anyone else who played in this particular episode. But as we see from the opening scenes, Gutter is the rapper. Tank is his best friend, is his writer. He's his ghost writer, if you want to say, like a better term. So for me, that was, Meek Mills and Drake type things, because Meek Mill kept talking about how Drake, didn't write his own rhyme, but he was a big rapper and, shade. So there was also a record label guy who was called Lou. Lou 100% Suge Knight. 100% was after Suge Knight. Everyone knows Suge Knight was known to always have a cigar in his mouth. He was known for wearing, that red suit. So for me, that was all kind of Suge Knight tales. All kind of people would say how Suge Knight wouldn't pay people back in the day. And, there's a scene in here where Gutter confronts Lou, the record exec, for not paying him. Even the whole thing where the chain that Gutter was given, everyone know that Death Row had Death Row chains that Suge gave out. Even though people, I think Murder Inc. also had their chains. We know, The Rock had their chains too. But that record exec guy was definitely Suge Knight ish. He didn't look like Suge Knight, but the illusion or the alluding to who it could have been, it was Suge. So the police are basically the show was based on them trying to investigate this murder, and they're talking to Gutter's best friend, his girlfriend, the person who he was beefing with, and the record exec guy. When they talk to his best friend Tank, Tank is like, we've been friends forever. We started off together. He wasn't such a good rapper. I started writing his rhymes. I made him better. But we were still a team. We were still together. Blah 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 blah. How um, they showed them doing a show together, and it showed them both being kind of cool, but people still was cheering a little bit louder for Gutter's character. It shows them having a little bit of beef or confrontation with Havoc, who was played by Mano, and just about them kind of bumping heads as they're walking off stage. My gray hairs are showing. So they then walk outside and they run into the Suge Knight esque character Lou, who wants to sign them. But Lou makes it clear he wants to sign Gutter and not Tank. But they're gonna still go and meet with him anyway. Um, Lou, Tank is like, yeah, we went to the office to get signs, and they didn't sign us. They signed him, but I encouraged him to take the deal because he'll take me with them. We boys, we were best friends. If anybody killed him, it was probably Havoc. And then what gave me the whole Tupac Biggie vibe was when they played a diss song supposedly by Havoc against Gutter. It was like a slowed down version of Hit 'Em Up. And I clearly heard them say something about, yeah, I slept with your wife or I slept with your girl. Tupac was talking about how he fucked Faith, who was Biggie Small's wife. So that's why I'm like, okay, that's Tupac and Biggie all day. They then go to Mano's character, who plays Havoc, who was kind of the beefed out dude. Oh no, I forgot one part. Um, each person tells their version of how the night went when Gutter got killed. So Tank is telling his version, and he's just like, I went to the bar. We went there. Um, I couldn't get behind the velvet ropes, and my friend left me behind the velvet ropes, and he had to go get some things straightened out. And he left me out there. So then I went to the bar to get a drink. Havoc walks up, disrespects me. He pays for my drink. He then spits in my drink, and from that a fight ensues, and we leave out. And then next thing I know, Gutter is getting killed in front of my eyes. He is, insinuating. Of course, he had nothing to do with it, but they should look at Havoc. So they bring Havoc in. Havoc is Mano. I've seen him on different shows, and I've seen him on the Breakfast Club. I've seen him on different interviews and different things he's done, like in regular life or whatnot. I felt like he's more intimidating in real life than he was on this TV show. I mean, on this TV show, I did not like how he played the character. I thought his mannerisms were extra, like he was trying to be hard, and he was not doing a good job of it. So he was telling the story about, hey, I was friends with him in the beginning. We was from the same place, from the same hood. We was cool. I still think Mano was cute though. Anywho, and he was like, we were going to all work together, but they signed with a rival crew. Bloods and the Crips is what I got from it. East versus West Coast. That's what it was. Cause they kept talking about a damn boulevard. Somebody else was talking about Grand Ave or something Ave. And I'm like, are y'all talking about damn streets? That's what y'all repping? Whatever. So, that was the whole thing of, well, they picked a whole different set. They ain't want to be down with us. And they signed to him. So, to the Suge Knight-esque character. And so this how he didn't have anything to do with. Now his version of it was that he that Gutta started the fight. That he was just talking to a girl at the bar, and Gutta kind of walked up, started arguing with him, and started punching him. And that's how the fight ensued. He also was like, yeah, and then, my friend wanted to kill him. And I was like, no, 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 we ain't gonna do that. That's what they want us to do. As if he was the peacemaker. But I was like, okay. You can tell in everyone's version of what happened that really wasn't, they made themselves the victim in some way or form. But a fight did happen. The question still was, well, who started the fight and what was the fight about? So, Havoc was just like, y'all should talk to his girl. She was the one that was, kind of messing with everybody. What? Because in Tank's story, when they go to get signed, and he's like, yeah, we finna both get signed. And then the girlfriend, the girl who was their manager, who turns out to be Havoc's girl, who turns out to be Gutta's girlfriend later, she's like, well, they gonna sign, they want to sign Gutta, they don't want to sign Tank. And he tell Gutta, go ahead and sign or whatever. When he see Gutta and the girl hug, he like, oh, when this happened, when y'all become something. He left to let them celebrate. And, he felt some kind of way. So, back to Havoc's character. Havoc then also says, check the girlfriend. She's the one that's kind of been messing around with whoever. They bring the girlfriend in, who this is a couple years after he's been signed. They've now had a baby. They've been together. She even tells, everyone's telling the damn story different. Everyone's making their self out to be the innocent one. She also makes it seem as if the record exec, Suge Knight-ish dude, tried to hit on her and she turned him down. But she does say how she used to mess with Havoc, and that's why Havoc had the rap song where he did say they messed around, and that Gutta didn't know. Still, it was, I almost don't even want to go, scene by scene about what happened, because for me, it was all just let's point the fingers. You know what I'm saying? Havoc saying I ain't do it. Check the girlfriend because she was messing with everybody. Tank saying I ain't do it either. You can check Havoc. He's the one who's talking about he was fucking his wife. I mean, fucking his girl. The girl saying she didn't do it. She had nothing to do with it. She think it was Lou, the record exec guy. Okay, so they do show a scene where the girl and Havoc are in bed drinking or whatever. So we know that she did fuck. So to me, that's like y'all saying Faith and Tupac fuck. That's what I get from it. But whatever. They then go to the record exec guy who's like, I'm not a gangster. I'm a businessman. Suge was known for saying that back in the day. It was straight Tupac, Biggie, Suge Knight, 96, 97 feels of what the episode was about, and the detectives is questioning each person, and the whole thing is just each person giving their account of what happened that night. Even the girlfriend, who I can't remember what her name is, her account of what happened that night was Havoc and Tank got into an argument over her, and that's how a fight ensued. It's like, whatever. And then even when they bring up the record exec guy, he's like, well, Havoc was a bad person anyway. He was cool before he got on, but once he got signed, he was around the wrong people. I tried to, get rid of people in his life, i.e. his best friend, who was a mooch, but he didn't want to listen. He would miss studio time. So it's a scene of the record exec Lou going to his house. Tank opened the door, clearly high off the damn weed. And they all in the house. It looked like they was bagging up bagging up drugs. And he just high like, oh yeah, I didn't go to the studio, calm. An irresponsible, spoiled artist. And when they show that, that Gutta wanted to leave the record label, he was like, well, you know what? you owe me money. You owe me royalties for the past 2 years. And the record exec is like, well, man, you've been spending all the money. Who you think been paying for studio time and producing time and all the stuff he's been paying for? But he was still making it seem as if Gutter had been spending money that he wouldn't even realize that he wasn't making yet. The same thing anybody else say, yeah, I might owe you money, but I really don't owe you money because I paid for stuff up front, basically like a 360 deal that some artists get. But he's still saying, it wasn't me. I don't know who did it. My account of what happened that night is Gutter came to talk to me so that we could end his deal, and we decided that I would be a partner in his new record label because I was going to advise him to get 10%. But as me and him was talking, his girl was drunk trying to fight. He leaves out, which causes a fight, and then he leaves out and he gets killed. It was good and entertaining for an hour because you kept wondering, well, who the fuck killed Gutter? I honestly thought it was the Suge Knight character because people have said for years that they think Suge Knight was the reason that Tupac had died. And, when the cops were kind of just saying, well, we don't know who did it. They're all pointing the finger. We don't have any evidence, against anyone. We don't really know what's going on. And then the white cop, he just happens to be white, not even racist, but he was like, yeah, with these, when these rappers get killed, you never solve the case. And this is like at the 59-minute mark. So I was like, if these motherfuckers had me sit here for an hour and they don't tell me who the fuck killed Gutter, I know we don't know who killed Tupac or Biggie, but y'all can tell us who the fuck killed Gutter. You can let us know who did that. To me, that was a crazy thing to make people think they weren't going to say anything. But in Lou's conversation with the police, he said, I feel bad because I didn't take Gutter serious when he told me that he had people after him and he was threatening him, and the reason he kept certain gang members around was for protection. They show him showing Lou a text message of saying, I can find you, I can find your wife, I can find your child, I'm gonna kill you in the streets. Gutter then says to Lou, I know a hitman, for $500,000, he'll kill anybody. And Lou like, no, that's not how this works. He doesn't want to hire this hitman because he doesn't take Gutter's concerns serious. But lo and behold, Gutter gets killed. So the cop is like, all right, we can't figure them all out. These rap murders go unsolved. And I'm thinking they're going to really end this shit without nobody saying shit. That is stupid. That is going to piss me the fuck off. And then lo and behold, you see Tank, his best friend, walking down the street holding 2 bags. He then walks up to a dude and was like, yeah, here go your money. So who the fuck killed Gutter? The goddamn hitman that his best friend Tank paid to kill him. Cold-hearted. Cold-hearted. When you betrayed by the ones the closest to you. It's a lesson. They showed little snippets throughout the whole episode when they wanted to sign Gutter and not Tank. How Tank looked. When Tank saw the girl in Gutter hug, how he looked. When he was writing rhymes and people wanted Gutter and not him. It was those little iotas of things that they kept sprinkling through the episode. Even the scene that Tank himself told in the beginning that they go to a club to talk to Lou, and Gutter leaves him outside to himself because he can't get in. So he kept feeling like Gutter was leaving him behind. So his old punk ass, old smart ass, I hate a snitch. I hate a cold-hearted person. I hate a backstabber. I hate all them kind of people. And that's what Tank was. But Tank represents people in the world whoever. A person I know who I've been cool with in my head for a while didn't even know he ain't like me until one day he was behind my back saying stuff. Cold-hearted. So Tank was that same damn person. People will be beside you and cheering you on like, oh yeah, we love you, we want you to be whatever. But because they don't have what they think is theirs and is really yours, they're jealous and they plot against you. So that is what Tank did. Tank had Gutter murdered. Then they show the scene back in the beginning where Gutter is bleeding on the ground saying, call for help, call for help. And before Tank is seen screaming, help, help, My brother's been shot. He's laughing and he says, revenge is the best revenge because he got the man killed. So for me, the ending paid off for the whole show because I Thunder. I didn't think it would have been Gutter. I honestly thought, well, I knew it wouldn't be the Suge Knight character. That's too easy. I thought it was going to be his girlfriend. Me, truth be told, I thought it was going to be like her plotting against him, because maybe he cheated or something stupid. I honestly did not think of his best friend solely because he kept saying how close they were, and how, even though they, Gutter was the rapper, that his friend didn't leave him behind. But it wasn't the fact that he didn't leave him behind. He felt like even though he brought me with him, he didn't treat me how I thought I should be treated. I thought it was a good episode. I think they can get better actors for certain characters. I did not like Mano's character. Um, and I think the next episode, hopefully, is not a couple more bad actors. I just want a little bit of better acting. So that's my review for Tales. If you haven't seen it, well, ain't no point checking it out now because you know who killed Gutter. But check out the next episode. It's a very interesting take on the different songs, and even it makes you question them. Are they saying that Tupac's best friend had him killed? Is they saying that Biggie's best friend could have had him killed? But it's also just a learning lesson to be careful who you have in your space. Be careful who you let around you. Just because you've known someone for a long time does not mean they're supposed to be in your space when you reach success. But it's also a tale about, if you make it, be careful for how you treat the people around you. Because if you don't realize and you treating people bad, you never know what their devious mind can set into place to take you out. Gutter didn't think that Tank was gonna have him killed, and for me that was just crazy. And the other crazy part is as Gutter's, as Tank is walking away, saying yeah he raided Gutter's house and took his half a meal, took his money to pay the goddamn the murderer. As he's walking away because he didn't pay the murderer, his friend did, and he good, and he got more money now because he took the man's money. The goddamn murderer shot him and killed him in the back, and the ending scene is him saying, "I hate her, you motherfucking hater," pow, and he shoots him. That's what happens in life sometimes, people. Be careful who you let in your space. Don't let anybody in your space who ain't really there for you. And when you have someone in your space, treat them good. And if not, if they try to kill you, you kill their ass first. Just joking. Do not kill people. You should not kill people. But overall, it was a good episode. I honestly didn't even think that they was going to kill Tank in the end for getting Gutter killed. I thought it was going to be just a tale of, a friend killed a friend and he got away with it. At the end of the day, he didn't get away with it. He got what was coming to him. So, at the end of the day, it's cold hearted. That was my review. Until next time, people. Peace.